Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have all new Christmas Dollar Tree DIYs to share with you. Like always, these are going to be really easy to put together. You only need a few items for each. And I have to say, these are some really fun DIYs. I really think that you guys are going to enjoy these. I had so much fun filming this video, and I really hope that you guys are going to love them as much as I do. But before we get started, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing down below. Let's jump right into the first DIY, and this one is one of my favorites. To get started, you're going to need a few of these houses from Dollar Tree. So I love these because they are the perfect size for a really fun DIY, and you can add batteries to make them light up. So first we're going to go ahead and grab this cinnamon spray paint. This is the perfect gingerbread color. I'm going to leave this one linked down below. So I went ahead and did 2 coats, and here is how they turned out. I was really happy with the spray paint. The coverage was excellent. So now that I let these dry, we can go ahead and start to decorate. And to decorate, all you need is some white puffy paint. So I picked mine up at Joann Fabrics. They had this small tube for I think around $1.50. I believe it was either on sale or I was able to use my coupon for it. Dollar Tree does sell puffy paint, but they did not have white, so definitely check out a local craft store. They are pretty inexpensive. Now, all you have to do is get really creative and just add some really fun elements. And because the puffy paint is so thick, it's really going to give it the look of icing. And this is why I love this DIY. It is so fun to put together. These mini houses have a lot of details already, so you can go ahead and just start to trace those, or just do what I did and just follow the lines of the house and just add some really cute details. I added some snow to the roof. I also added some icicles and some scallop details, but trust me, any way you decorate these, they're going to look adorable. You really can't go wrong. And once you add the batteries and light them up, they are so beautiful. Go ahead and let these fully dry overnight before you add the batteries, and these do need 2 AAA batteries each. But this is how they turned out. These light up gingerbread houses turned out to be one of my most favorite Dollar Tree DIYs ever. Next up, we are going to be creating a really easy mini wreath. Go ahead and pick up the mini wreath form at Dollar Tree. You actually get 2 in a pack. We just need 1 for this DIY. And I'm also going to be using 2 stems of the velvet poinsettia flowers. There are a few different ways you can use to attach your florals to your wreath form. I'm just going to go ahead and pull the head of the flower off, and I'm going to be hot gluing my flowers to the wreath form. But if you prefer, you can definitely just go ahead and trim the wire. That way you can use the stem to wrap around the wreath form, or you could just use some zip ties to secure it in place. I find this method the easiest. So all I'm going to be doing is adding some hot glue to the back of the stem here, and then hot gluing it right to the center part of the wreath form. You do want to use a generous amount of hot glue, and then I'm just going to go ahead and work my way around my wreath form. There is something so simple but yet elegant about this wreath. I saw something really similar to this at another store, and it was way more expensive than this one. Altogether, this one is around $4, and I just think it is so beautiful. You can display it just like this, or you can actually display it flat and add a faux candle to the center. Either way would be beautiful. If you are a dog lover, or if you know a dog lover, you have to try out this DIY. It is so cute. So I found these 2 Scotty dogs in the crafter square at Dollar Tree. So they're not seasonal, so hopefully they are easy to find. I'm also going to be using one of these tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree. I always have these on hand for crafts, and some of the black chalk paint also found in the crafter square at Dollar Tree. So I'm really hoping that these items are easy to find since they really aren't too seasonal. The first thing I'm going to do is paint these with that black chalk paint, and you want to go ahead and use a foam brush for this. This is going to give you the best coverage, and it's going to look really nice and even. I did go ahead and paint both sides as well as the edges. Now we can start to assemble our Scotty Dog. And I did forget to mention, I did also paint that tumbling tower block. Now I'm going to go ahead and just hot glue this block to the center of my first dog, then add a little bit more hot glue and sandwich it in between both Scotty Dogs. You do want to go ahead and make sure that these are standing up when you do this step. That way you can make sure the feet are even and it is going to stand upright. Now that the base of our craft is done, we get to move on to the best part, decorating. And I'm going to show you some really simple ideas for the dog. So go ahead and grab one of these scarves from Dollar Tree. These are great. You can also just grab any of the decorating elements that they have in the crafter square, faux florals, bells. There's a million different options, but I really like the scarf. You can go ahead and just basically cut out an oval and drape this over the dog, and it looks kind of like a little doggy sweater. I thought that this was a really fun idea. I ended up going with something a little bit different though. I'm going to cut a long strip of the scarf, and basically we're just creating a mini scarf for the dog. To fold this piece of fabric in half and just use my scissors to cut some fringe on the bottom. Now we can wrap this around our dog, and instead of having it go to the front, I thought it would be really cute to kind of have it draped to the side. Once I was happy with the placement, I just secured it in place with a little bit of hot glue. If you know anyone with a Scotty Dog, this would be the perfect DIY gift for Christmas. And if you have a cutting machine, you can go ahead and cut out the dog's name in vinyl and add it to the body of the dog. I think that would be absolutely adorable. I wanted to add one final thing, and that is a little bell to the front. I did hot glue this in place, but it's probably a better idea to add a stitch or two to make sure that it does not come off. Here is how it turned out, and this is probably the cutest DIY from this video. I just am so obsessed with it. Dollar Tree has these bells this year, and I'm going to show you a really easy way to completely transform these and really give them an upgrade. Grab this spray paint. This is my favorite gold spray paint. All you have to do is remove the top part here and then give these 2 coats of that gold spray paint. This is going to immediately make these look so much more high-end and really give them that elevated look. Now you want to grab some thin velvet ribbon. This one here is from Joann Fabrics. I know it says $4.99 on the package, but this was at least 50 or 60% off, so you can definitely get it for a really great price. Next, I just cut 3 different lengths of the ribbon, and I'm going to insert it into the top part of the bell. Then I'm just going to create a knot to secure it in place. I have actually been looking for bells like these from a few different stores for the last couple of years, and I wasn't able to find anything that I really loved that was still in my price range, but I was so happy with how these turned out. Now, to cover up that top part, I'm just going to be hot gluing some mini pine cones that I found at Dollar Tree. I decided to add 3 to each, and that is just going to give these a little bit more visual interest and cover up the top part of the bell. After I hot glued 3 pine cones to each bell, I grabbed all 3 of the ropes and just tied it into one big knot. I did make sure that they were all going to hang at different lengths though. Then I went ahead and just trimmed off the extra ribbon. I did leave one piece, that way I would be able to just tie it into a loop, and that way I could use it to hang up. And here is how they turned out. I love these. These really do have that elevated look. They look nothing like the Dollar Tree bells whatsoever. These look so much more high-end, like you found these in a really beautiful Christmas shop. For this next DIY, I'm going to be using one of these silver galvanized buckets from Dollar Tree. You can usually find these either in the floral department or in the crafter square. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my favorite gold spray paint again and just give it 1 coat to cover up the silver. You can definitely leave it as is, but I just really love gold for Christmas. Next, I just need something to fill up my bucket. I found that these circle foam pieces from Dollar Tree fit perfectly into this bucket. If you can't find these, don't worry, just use some of the foam floral blocks from Dollar Tree and you can just hot glue those inside your bucket. We're just basically trying to create a surface to elevate one of these foam floral cones from Dollar Tree. This topiary that I am creating is for Christmas, so I will be using the poinsettia flower, but this is a great hack if you are looking to make any type of topiary. You can choose any of the florals from Dollar Tree. You can even use this with pine cones if you want to go for a more neutral look. This is definitely a DIY that can be used for so many different seasons. This is perfect for springtime. You can also use this for different holidays depending on what flower you go with. So definitely bookmark this video and come back to it for different holidays. Now all I did was just use some wire cutters to trim down my flowers, and I did use, I think, around 5 stems for this DIY. It depends on how large your flowers are and how closely you space them together, but you can either use less or more. Now, all I'm going to do is just start to insert my flowers into my foam cone. And depending on what part of the cone I was working with, I did trim down my wire shorter and shorter until I got to the top. This DIY is really simple, but you do get a big, beautiful floral topiary for really minimal effort. I love how substantial this one looks, and it's so vibrant sitting out on a table. Next up is a DIY I actually wanted to do last year, but I never got around to it, so we are definitely doing it this year. Grab one of these tinsel candy canes and some of the rope from Dollar Tree. I have 3 here, but I actually just ended up using 2 of them. One nautical rope and then one of the twine ropes. So to get started, I'm just going to remove the tinsel from the candy cane. You can either cut it off or just start to pull it off in big pieces. Now that we have all the tinsel off, just go ahead and trim off that little circle on top. Now for my rope, I want to go ahead and actually separate it into 3 pieces. This is going to make it a lot easier to work with since it's not going to be as bulky, and we are going to get 3 times as much rope from each strand. Now you will see that the form of the candy cane actually has little markers, and it basically maps out for you where to put each color. So I'm going to get started with my nautical rope here, and I did hot glue it in place on the bottom, and now I'm going to go ahead and just start to wrap it around the candy cane form. I'm going to keep wrapping it until I get to that first marker, and then I will know to stop. And for the nautical rope, I actually did not use the entire strand. I basically used 2/3 of it, so you will see when I get to the stopping point of my first color, I am going to hot glue it in the back and then just trim it off. But you do want to keep that extra piece because we will need that at the end. I wanted to use the nautical rope and the twine from Dollar Tree just to give this DIY a really neutral look. But if you prefer a more vibrant candy cane, you can definitely recreate this using some yarn. Dollar Tree does have a lot of different yarn to choose from. The chenille yarn would be great because it is on the thicker side, which would really help cover up this candy cane. But Michaels does have a lot of options too, so definitely check out Michaels or even Joann Fabrics if you're looking for some different colored yarns to cover up your candy cane. Now I'm starting on my second portion of the candy cane, and for this one I'm going with the twine. And I did find that when I was wrapping this section with the twine, it did pretty much use up the entire portion. So I am just going to be hot gluing this in the back. It actually worked out just fine though, since we did unravel the larger rope into 3 sections. I only needed 3 sections of the twine, so I had just enough. And then for my 4th section of the nautical rope, I'm actually just going to be using the extra scrap pieces that I had left over from my other sections. When I got to the end piece here, I did have to use a little bit of hot glue just to make sure that the rope was going to stay in place around that curve. So just work carefully around that area with the hot glue. I have my little finger protectors on. They actually sell some of these at Dollar Tree. The ones I have on in the video are from Amazon. I will be sure to link those down below as well. And here is how the candy cane turned out. But like I mentioned before, if this neutral look is not for you, go ahead and grab some really fun, vibrant yarn, and you can transform one of the tinsel candy canes from Dollar Tree. And that is everything for today. I really hope that you guys enjoyed these all new Christmas Dollar Tree DIYs. You have to let me know down below which one was your favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are new here, please do consider subscribing. I would love to have you join us here. To subscribe to my channel, you can just click on my picture right here, and be sure to check out this video for some more Christmas fun.